welcome to the June 9th, 2026 Clean Water Services Board of Directors work session. Clerk Moss, could you take the roll, please?
Certainly, Chair Harrington. Director Snyder.
Here.
Director Treese.
Here.
Director Fye.
Present.
Vice Chair Willie.
Here.
Chair Harrington.
Here. Okay. First topic for today is to review CWAC recruitment plan.
Go CWAC. That's the energy we like. Good morning, Clean Water Services Board Directors. For the record, Elizabeth Edwards, Chief of Staff. It's that time of year again. I am here to announce that we are beginning our recruitment for new Clean Water Services Advisory Commission members, also known as CWAC. As you all know, but for members of the public, CWAC is a 15-member advisory commission, 13 voting members, 2 non-voting members. These are folks from across the community that donate their time and bring tremendous expertise to our organization, and we are so lucky to have them. Members serve 4-year terms that run from October 1st to September 30th, and approximately a quarter of those terms turn over each year so that we can maintain continuity. So this year we have 4 seats expiring at the end of September. Those seats are our District 4 position, currently occupied by Andy Hogan. Applicants for this position must live in District 4. We have our Environment 2 position, which is currently held by Elaine Stewart. The environment representatives must own or work for an environmental organization in the Clean Water Services area. We have our Business 2 position currently occupied by Stu Peterson. The business representative must own or manage a business other than land or development or construction within our service area. And last but certainly not least, we have our Builder Developer 1 position that's currently held by Mark Farrar. The builder developer representative must own or work for a builder developer organization in the Clean Water Services service area. So we have some big shoes to fill. All of these folks that are currently occupying these seats have been there for 1 term, with the exception of Stu Peterson, who has served 2 terms. So we have a good bench of folks there. I think many of those members may consider potentially reapplying, but also we know that we have great depth of knowledge and expertise in our community, and so we are going forward with a full recruitment. Here's what to expect going forward. So the application is now live on our website. It will remain open through the end of July. We'll be talking with you all. We'll be doing outreach to community. We'll be using local chambers, our website, neighborhood groups, partners like Tualatin Soil Water Conservation District to help get the word out and to help bring in interested parties. Like I said, the window for the application period will close July 31st, and then we will review and verify applications, and we'll come back before you in September. We'll have another work session with applicants, with you all, and then hopefully by the end of September have approval so that we make sure to fill those seats before the expiration of those terms. That's all I have this morning. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any board member questions or comments? Go ahead, Director Fye.
Thank you, Chair Harrington. Elizabeth, I have a question. Not that I'm doubting your dates here, but in particular, Stu Peterson that you mentioned, if he was appointed in 2016 and each term is 4 years, shouldn't it be 20 and then 2024? Why is his term expiring in 2026?
It's a good question, Director Fye. I need to confirm with staff, but I believe we had a partial, he filled part of a term, and then 2 years, and then a full 4 and full 4.
I have a question as well, and I sent this question in to Elizabeth earlier, and it was a clarification on whether or not we have term limits, and I just wanted a clarification of what the bylaw said. Do you want to share that here?
Absolutely. Thank you for the question, and thank you for sending it in advance. It allowed me to print out a copy of the bylaws. So the term of each CWAC member shall be 4 years. Under our bylaws, the term shall begin October 1, expire September 30th. Voting members, so remember we have 13 voting members, 2 non-voting, shall be appointed to no more than 2 full successive terms unless the board approves an additional term or term extension.
I
So
just wanted to clarify.
thank you for that.
So there really aren't term limits.
As
is what
long
that
as-
means.
As long as the board is interested and we have no other applicants.
One comment that I will make is just that I hope many of our folks that are their terms are expiring do reapply. This is a very engaged group, and I have received regular contact, I think, by many of the members of CWAC just about issues overall, and it just shows me how engaged they are and what their interests are. So I understand we have to open it to the public, but I sure hope that there's some interest in reappointment.
It's a little bit, oh,
On that, I would say, my comment is for folks who are reapplying, I think they need to answer the questions as to why they want to continue serving. Just a statement or two about what they've gotten out of it, what they've learned or what they've appreciated, and then why they want to continue to serve. And I say this because we have a committee where we have on the Washington County side, and we got a really thoughtful application from someone reapplying. And it just reminded me how lazy we've all gotten, and I mean organizationally, with regard to people who are reapplying. You got to do more than just submitting your name. So I do appreciate the expertise that they've all been bringing. And, I'll say with regard to the time and tenure, I'm really pleased that Nisha George has been serving as the at-large member. She's been doing a great job. This was her first year participating on the budget committee. And she's been doing a great job. So, yeah. Commissioner Fye, you had a second item.
nothing to add, Chair. Thank you.
Okay. So is everyone clear as to the next steps? And
Raheem, you would take place of Rick. I didn't hear that. If you said that, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. But
Yes, and we will actually be bringing forward a board action item in the next board meeting in order to appoint Raheem to that space as a non-voting representative for CWS.
and then Sherilyn, as the city of Tualatin, as city representative, does that rotate?
they decide amongst themselves.
The mayors do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They discuss amongst, not the mayors, but amongst the cities. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's not a formal process within our bylaws that
Okay.
dictates that.
I just wondered if she was holding that position and somebody else would really like that position, and so do we rotate them out, or do they get to make those decisions? But yeah,
Yeah, I can
it's on all the
It's
time.
on.
all the time. I can check with them when I meet with them next.
I just want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity there for us to do it.
It's on them. It always has been on them.
Yep.
That's what they have their service district managers meeting for. And supposedly district managers or city managers communicate with their mayors as well and city councils. I know it varies.
Hmm.
That's on them. Okay. Are we all set on that topic? Terrific.
Thank you.
Okay, now leadership communication. Let's start with the rolling agendas. I think they got a little bit of an update, didn't they? I'm not presenting these, somebody else is. The rolling agendas. It's on the agenda.
For rolling agendas board, per your request, we prepared drafts through the end of the calendar year You'll see, especially as we get deeper into the year, there are more and more items that are tentative. We've listed those both as tentative and in italics to help the eye sort of catch those. As you all know, as we're doing planning, the further out we get, the more variables that are introduced.
I want to take a moment though here to give Elizabeth a lot of credit in working with the CWS team and supplying us with the rolling agendas through the end of the year. I did ask her to attend our Washington County Board of Commissioners roundtable on Thursday because it was a meeting where we were really getting our act together between now and the end of the year. Because after the end of the year, you're going to have a new board. And so really trying to have us take stock of what is left on our plate. And we also looked at our availability for the rest of the year. And I updated the chart from the meeting on Thursday, got another rev of that done before the end of the day, and shared that with Elizabeth as well. So we've got a lot of in and out time. But the month of August, we always have a quorum. We don't have any problems with always having at least 3 of us. The months of August and October look like the months where we have 5 of us. There are a couple of weeks in each of those months, and Elizabeth has the sheet if you want to see it with my funky colors. Had a meeting with someone yesterday. They called it a work of art. So, it takes a lot to be organized and planful. And Elizabeth has been doing that for us, helping us take our availability and make sure that it's clear for the whole team at Clean Water Services. So, is there anything do we want to walk through?
I'll just share a few items. Also, I want to give a shout out to Jody Newcomer on our staff, who has been tremendously helpful in bringing order to chaos and helping us.
It isn't as bad as chaos. Come on.
And also Kevin, right? It requires a lot of coordination in order to make these pieces work, especially as we think about running these rolling agendas in tandem with the county. So, this year, unlike when we were planning through the end of the year, we meet on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays. If there is not a 4th Tuesday in the month, then we meet on the 3rd Tuesday of the month. So you'll see, for example, in November and December, because of the holidays, we'll be coming before you on the 2nd and 3rd Tuesdays, and we've shifted that and done our planning accordingly.
During the
There's
day
a 4th Tuesday, but it.
But because of the holiday,
Phew, I
During
thought
the
maybe.
day or in the evening?
in the evening, mimicking what the county is doing.
Okay.
because You all have your evening
Got it.
meeting has shifted, so we'll follow you on that.
Do we have the evening meeting on December 8th or the 15th? I thought we pushed it back to the 15th.
It's the 15th
Yep.
this year.
Oh, okay.
That's before we added that 3rd meeting.
So yesterday I was like, oh, holy smokes. It is the month of June. Like the part of June last week didn't happen. And I'm having trouble adjusting to looking at the whole rest of the year. It's like Shazam, it goes by so fast. So I am not worried about the business item things that come up in the month of December.
Mm.
I know there's a lot we try to get done business wise, contract wise by the end of the calendar year for that 2nd quarter. But I think there's space for that. So it's been more of the work session time. And because there were a couple of years where, let's see, we have the July 31st work session day, the October 23rd, and some years we've needed a November and December, or instead of November, do something the end of December. But we'll know more as we go through. But at this juncture, I think you've got things pretty well organized.
And right now, our October CWS work session day on the 23rd still is very light. So we are looking at what we're going to populate. I think we will learn a lot as Raheem gets his feet under him, and we get into the flow for fall, and it will become that will fill up quickly, in my experience.
Well, and also one thing we need to be forthright with is we like getting tours. Uh, it also helps us have a shared experience other than just sitting at the dais or working on issues. And so take advantage of opportunities where there's space in a work session day, or if it's just been far too long and we need to have some special tour. We've done that too.
And we heard that invitation or request from the board last time. I think we've had some very long days. So in July, we'll be taking a look at our lab facility, old and new, to help with
Both of them in one day. Oh,
yeah, and so it requires a little bit of logistics, but in part because in order to hold a public meeting, we really need to do that at our ABC facility. So we'll start at ABC, we'll transition to Forest Grove, and then we'll come back and conduct the rest of the day.
cool.
So we're still working through some of the logistics there, but you will be on your feet for a bit on July 31st.
Wear our tennis shoes.
Wear closed-toed shoes, maybe boots. We will follow up because Forest Grove is still under construction. So, yeah.
Are we talking about, are we reviewing all of them right now or just June still?
Oh, whatever you would like. Why don't we
Okay.
start with June?
Okay.
This also what we learned Thursday is it helps if we flag if there are topics that if with in and outs on vacation, if we want to be there for a particular topic, we've used this time to sync up on that too. Go
So
ahead, Director Snyder.
Well, mine is actually about July, so I wanted
Oh,
to,
okay.
I now realize why you were asking me last week, and I apologize, but the out of office for me, and Kevin, this should be corrected on the county side, I don't leave until July 2nd, and so I will be, I think that 6/29 date or right around there,
So
I'm just letting you know.
So what we have in the colorful calendar is correct. His Outlook calendar and the rolling agenda are not in sync with that.
So your dates of vacation then are what to what?
7/2 to 7/10 are the out of office dates.
Okay,
Got it.
Rather than 6/29,
Yeah, it doesn't start,
7/10.
yeah, it doesn't start 6. I'll have to look at my Outlook calendar.
Use this one.
Got it.
oh, okay.
So what?
Isn't it a work of art?
It says so much.
We did a large version of it. We posted it right here, but this is the at a glance.
We will be adding at the end of June, on the June 23rd meeting, a resolution and order around board compensation, and we're actually going to strike the policy discussion in July based on follow-up conversations. So you'll see that shift happen, which we weren't able to get reflected in what was posted online. So that's an update there. Otherwise, if there are there questions on that June? All right. Turning to July. Again, we've talked about our work session day. We'll be pulling board compensation. I'll put a formal item around board planning, but we have discussions around board meeting cadence, a discussion around onboarding new board members, similar to what you all did during your roundtable last week. An update on operating IGAs, an update on our design and construction standards process, and then some time held for Raheem, and we're still working on content in that space. You can see it's still firming up a little bit, but that gives you the broad brush of what to expect at the end of July.
I was really impressed looking, you talked about the operating IGAs. I was thinking about how when I went through the whole set, you've got finishing up all the different city
Yep.
IGAs. So
A-
really
and-
great.
And that's what we'll be discussing, those city
Oh,
operating
okay.
IGAs.
sorry, I didn't associate them with
Yeah.
operating.
Apologies.
No, it's great. It's really good clarity. You've got the plans in. I'm really proud of all of you. Oh, and um, I had one last thought on June as we switch to July. That day, the 23rd, is going to be a long day. We need to start our county meetings no later than 11 a.m. We will bump right up against 5 p.m. and then have just our half-hour dinner break and go to the CWS business meeting at 5:30 and then the county business meeting at 6:30.
Plan according.
Yeah, it's a big day. So July, Clean Water Services employees have July 4th off or July 3rd as the July 4th holiday. Is it Friday, July 3rd and then
July
Saturday?
3rd.
Yep.
Phone a friend.
Yeah. Okay, onward to August.
So you'll start to see more items in that italics. Um,
And I neglected to highlight for you that in our meeting on Thursday, Commissioner Willie will be out Friday, August 7th through at least Saturday, the 15th.
As well as me.
Yeah, you're already on the rolling agenda.
mhm.
Mm.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I was just,
Okay,
you already have it. The Chair is correct. Yeah, Elizabeth.
great. Anything else on August?
I just want to make it clear that while I appreciate not having Clean Water Services work sessions in August, uh, that is at least August 4th and the 25th are the two Tuesdays where all five of us are available.
Mm,
So just in case there's an emerging issue. Similarly, on September 1 and September 8th, we have all of us as well.
okay. That's helpful to know. Got it.
Oh, and oh no, we're not there yet. We're in September. I have something in October. Got it. Anything? Oh, when do we need to firm up who's going to WEFTEC?
So
We
we
had
have,
a conversation about that last Thursday. Who is definitely going and who is iffy?
I'm only iffy if I'm also being asked to go to Europe.
Yes, so
Mhm.
that's the thing we should talk about in October. So here's so let's just
Mhm.
jump to IWA. Um, you've been to WEFTEC.
Correct.
We thought it would be a good idea. Well, Commissioner Fye has never been to WEFTEC.
Correct.
So that's why
Mhm.
when we had whatever work session day it was earlier in the year, we identified that you should go to WEFTEC and that for continuity purposes, it made sense for Director Snyder to go and join you. And we're hoping you'll be going as well and, you know, all the usual great presentations that staff is part of, plus the ops challenge. If Now, with IWA being in Glasgow, I think it is, I really, the board had really expressed that is a good conference for you to go to. So, as such, I'm perfectly willing to go to WEFTEC. I've only been to, have I only been to one?
Just one, yeah.
Yeah, our first year in
Mhm.
2019. So,
What are the dates?
WEFTEC September 26th to
it's
30th.
in your colored
Mhm.
sheet.
And you, it sounds like, or it looks like you're on a DC trip right before that for JPEC. Is that why you're
Mm.
tentative?
Yeah, I just need to calibrate my calendars a bit more. When do you need a definitive answer to start planning?
The end of this week.
I think we have room blocks held. We have the sort of structure in place. So we can work with the board on,
Board members were asked to get their act together by last Thursday. So this is not a new topic. It's not on CWS, it's on you.
I'll get back to you next week, for sure. What my calendars look like and tentative.
DC
You still mark me tentative.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just for clarity, Director Snyder, Director Fry,
No Snyder. Snyder will go to Glasgow in
The
October.
international water, he's gonna,
IWA.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll go to WEFTEC for sure. And Commissioner Fai is still working on her calendars.
still, this is how we say it, the sign language, still, yeah.
was there anyone else attending?
No, we usually only send two.
Only two.
Yeah, well, you'll get an email.
Make sure your full board gets your calendar.
Say that differently, dear.
Following protocol, please make sure that your full board colleagues for both agencies receive your calendar updates.
Do you not have my calendar updates?
No, you said you're still working on yours.
No, I'm not working on anything. I'm trying to firm up if the tentative is definitive. That's what I'm trying to problem solve. So the problem is, could I go? Could I commit to it? And I'm trying to firm that up. So you should have everything else if you don't.
so next week I'll expect an email from you,
Yeah.
and it sounds like the request is for you to also include your colleagues on that email, so that
CC the email. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I asked it to say it differently.
Thank you.
I don't, yeah, I wouldn't leave them out. I will definitely include so that they have visibility. Thank you
Are
for
you going
clarifying.
On the JPEC trip for sure? Is that a confirmed one already? Okay.
So you see in September, we're also pushing through more and more of those operating intergovernmental agreements with cities. Again, these dates are tentative, but they're based on our best estimate. And of course, the reviewing CWAC applicants and appointing CWAC members will happen in September.
It's great. I really appreciated the population. On the county side, they haven't been able to do this yet for some reason.
Any other questions on September? Should we transition to October?
I'm ready for October.
Let's go. So again, we have open space on our work session in October. Right now, we just have leadership communications. We have some space that we can populate there. We also have our work session day on the 23rd. We're looking at a couple master plans. One of those may move earlier. The recycled water master plan, you may actually see a little bit earlier, just depending on timing.
That's great.
I think those are the high level items.
So that's the date that you were penciling in lab tours, the
July.
Oh,
afterwards.
July.
Good weather.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
and we'll,
Oh, come on, we're Oregonians. We have umbrellas and raincoats. We didn't get to see the, oh, what's that property we got canceled on?
I think it was the Thomas Dairy property down from Durham.
Yeah.
We were in a
I
bit of an
keep
ice
asking
storm.
him to rename the
I know.
property because it hasn't been a dairy the whole time I've lived here.
Well, another reason why we'd like to get you out to the new lab in July is so that you can still see it while it's under construction, and observe, in particular, the HVAC system, the internal workings of this building are incredible, because of the sophistication, because of all the technology that's needed in order for it to operate at the level it needs to operate.
Cool. Have your photographer take pictures to help the public understand why that air isolation is so important.
Just so I'm clear on IWA, will a number of staff be going? Does this look like WEFTech or is it just me?
No.
It's not just me, but it's not a
Right.
lot of people either.
Yeah, right now we don't have staff going.
At all?
At all? Yeah.
And again, we can have that conversation a little more internally, but as we said right now, we didn't have staff going. Again,
I'd like to comment on that.
Yeah.
I've attended 2 of the IWAs, and Jason, I would not advise you to go without staff.
That's where I was going to head.
Right.
And the reason I'm saying that is that you need the interpretive sense of the staff person saying, you need to go here, you need to go here, and the introductions, especially at that international level. So, and maybe as a staff, we're not there right now, which that's okay too.
And if that's the case, then we should revert back to
WEFTech.
undoing
Yeah.
Chair Harrington going to WEFTech, having me go,
Yeah.
and having Commissioner Fye be tentative. I mean, I don't think it makes sense to send me to Europe to go to IWA with none of our staff.
I would say that without having Elizabeth and Rick there, I probably wouldn't have like internalized some of the content that you're learning to make it to the lived experience of clean water services and how we do and think about innovations. So if 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 I wouldn't, I don't know, like why Elizabeth and Rick and you, Raheem, aren't going, because those are really like I've seen things that I couldn't have figured, like this is the next iteration of clean water services innovation and research. So it's your decision, but
Well, yeah, and just to be specific about it, when we went on the bus tours
Mhm.
to those other
It was Rick that
plants,
interpreted.
it was Rick
Yeah.
that was showing us what we have and what we don't have and new technology and stuff like that. Yeah,
Although neither
we'd
Rick
have
nor
burned the
Elizabeth.
whole day.
yeah,
if we
Rick,
had-
without Rick and Elizabeth, these trips are
Well,
in my
although
opinion.
neither one of them could limit the length of those bus
That's right.
rides.
they tried.
They were
tried.
lengthy.
Oh my
We
God.
got caught in traffic coming
And for
back
the
to
first trip, the Denmark trip,
Mhm.
we had Diane and Mark Jockers, Elizabeth's predecessor. I think it was
I think it was just the 4 of
the
us.
4 of us. Yeah.
I'm just trying to balance, being candid with you all, I'm trying to balance
Me and the new GM
yeah,
and
and
all this
sending
other stuff.
staff to Europe. I do understand the value in it. I totally do understand it.
I want to be clear, I'm okay either way.
Yeah.
I just don't think I should go by myself.
And since IWA only happens every other year,
Yeah.
that's why we are trying to be intentional
Yeah.
on it. So, but WEFTech is a great place to start for sure. I definitely think you should go to WEFTech this year.
Yeah.
So,
I plan on going to WEFTech. I'm just trying to be a little mindful
Yeah.
about international
and we
travel
appreciate that.
with myself and my team.
Yes.
That being said, I'll have another conversation with the team to see to just validate the decision.
Yeah. And
then I can
also
circle
think
back.
about what does it say to IWA if we lapse? I have no opinion on that. But I don't know for that organization if it matters. And I also, it might be good to find out in 2 more years where it is. Uh,
The other thing, without going to Singapore again, I mean, there's,
That's such a long
it's,
trip.
it is, but my point is, to your point, Chair, that it looks like we're pulling out of all international communication. That's the only thing I'd put out there. Too.
Can you remind me?
Singapore is every 2 years as well.
So I went to Singapore the year that we did the Laos trip for the U.S. Water Partners, but it was the CEOs or the utility version of IWA. And you went for the follow-up year
Same
for
Laos,
Laos.
big Laos.
But was that IWA that year?
No,
I believe that was funded in large part by the U.S. government.
Yeah,
Part of a,
That's
yeah.
U.S. water partnerships, but the meeting in Singapore, did that go with another industry
No.
show?
there was a CEO meeting, but I don't remember it
Okay.
being related to
Okay.
IWA.
So got it. It's a different track then versus
And-
this.
And the attendance at Singapore was really driven, and correct me if I'm wrong, by the work that we were doing in Laos and the annual nature. So that was tied to the Singapore because it was so close. My point here is just that by not attending that, as well as IWA, is there a downside to us from that regard? That's what I'm
And I can explain that some more with staff, and we can have the conversation again. To answer one of the questions that came up earlier, Malaysia is the following IWA conference.
Mm,
Malaysia. I think in all fairness, from my understanding, Elizabeth and Rick, you're both here, so correct me and keep me honest here. But Diane Taniguchi Dennis was heavily involved. Hence, even the conference that we went, some of the materials that were published had her face and name included in there. I remember taking
That's
so,
because
yeah.
over the years,
even though she didn't go that
so
year.
even for with multiple associations, she served in all of the different board ranks. So
Yeah.
from
Oh.
secretary to
Yep.
treasurer to vice to president.
Yeah.
And so the agency did that back when she was the deputy GM and then as GM. So
Yeah, yeah. No, I just mentioned that if you see a reset appropriate, it could make sense.
Yeah, and this is great feedback for me to
Yeah.
have a conversation with the team and revisit the trip to Glasgow. And if we decide that we do send staff, I will communicate that very quickly with you all. And Director Snyder, if we do not send staff, would you prefer to go to WEFTEC then?
Yes, that will.
well, and the Commissioner Fi's still iffy. So if she doesn't go,
But
The
you have a
WebTech.
placement.
Yeah.
You'll have
but
to
I need to know that before that.
next week. You'll know, Chair. Hang
I'm going to be on vacation, so Kevin, or you should send an email to your board colleagues.
I will do that, Chair. Noted.
Yeah, we'll start.
You have my commitment.
Thank you.
I will do that. And I hear your vacation, so I'll consider try to get something going this week too, Kevin. My best bet next week.
So October,
Yeah.
have we rounded out October?
Closing out October, we have a lot of chemical contracts.
That's
Really exciting stuff. Yeah.
okay. We're not waiting until December.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like we have board training with CWS on October 1st. I'm looking under other meetings
Oh,
in the October 6th.
I believe that's a carryover from county trainings.
Oh, okay.
we're
It doesn't say BCC then. Got it.
Mhm.
We also have a conflict of interest one coming up in August.
Mm.
It helps Raheem on the cross fertilization to know with the two different hats, what trainings the board's getting. And we made a very intentional effort to normalize certain board trainings this year, essentially using us as the guinea pig before you have a new board next year.
So if we then move into November
November is a crazy month.
and
I've
Yeah.
described it as a train wreck.
we know that November and December will be hectic with work on the county side and CWS trying to wrap with this cohort of board members. So more and more, as I talk with my colleagues, I say, can we move it to October? Can we move it? We're trying to shoot earlier if possible on things.
I think what throws me for a loop, honestly, is having two holidays in one month.
Mhm.
January's that way with New Year's and
Well, it's
MLK.
actually like 3 days too, because Thanksgiving is,
Yeah,
it's actually,
Yep.
a lot of people take the whole week.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, Thanksgiving being.
yeah. Well, part of that is school districts.
Yeah.
Beaverton School District usually takes the whole week as well. So, and we try to be family friendly and all that, even though, both agencies have 24/7 operations. So,
Well, to mess it up a little bit more, November is when I am gone from 16 to
Yep.
31.
there is no 31. You only get to go till the 30th. You
Oh.
have to be back December 1st. I've mandated
I heard that.
your return.
One day early.
Yeah. We'll make sure
Yeah.
that's reflected on there.
I thought, okay, I got to come back a day early. Monday's a good day to fly. Oh, yes,
We'll get that
16 to
updated
30.
on there. Yeah. Apologies for missing that.
No, believe me, lots of colors.
And then if there aren't questions, we can move into December. This is where we have the 6-month.
Oh,
Uh,
and I don't go anywhere over Thanksgiving. It's just I always mark my calendar out.
Mm.
Most of us, all of us are gone those same days. We just don't all have the same discipline.
And the AOC conference is in November too. just
Yeah,
Mm.
Your
yeah, that which
17th through the 19th.
we've got quite a full board agenda, I'm afraid, on the 17th. So we may miss the 17th and only have the 18th, 19th.
Yeah, right now we only have consent items for CWS that day, but that will likely change. We'll see.
Why in the world do we have an IGA with Yamhill Soil and Water Conservation District? That's something down in,
Riparian areas, taking care of.
That's correct. Yeah, for part of our shade credit program, we're looking at expanding a little bit further out because of the
cool.
yeah.
Great. And then there's December. So we have 3 board Tuesdays in December, which I note because it doesn't happen every year. Sometimes we only have 2. So 3 is a gift. We've got multiple exec reviews on the 1st. We have the CWS GM one on December 8th. And December 15th will be the last meetings for at least 2 of us, and the last for these 2 as district commissioners.
Yeah, and so right now we have a busy work session day on the 8th, in large part because of the performance evaluation there.
Yep.
But otherwise, I don't think there's anything else really.
Just that performance evaluation is Jason and Catherine.
That rounds out our year.
Got a lot planned.
Big-
In in 6 months.
Takes a lot to run a district.
Thanks.
Yeah, very well organized. Thank you. And thanks for being on the journey with us. Are there any other leadership communication items from the board? Oh, we turn it over to you. You're part of our leadership communication as well.
Well, I'll keep it short, but day 9, and really excited to be here. I wanted to just spend a few minutes thanking the team because I spent my first few days just meeting with staff. I prioritized that, and I could prioritize that because they had everything else handled. um, I was able to watch the budget committee presentation over the weekend and review all the questions and answers, and I appreciated a lot of your comments about being organized, sharing what we do, and being very clear and thorough. And I mean, I saw that too on the weekend, just going through the material. So just want to thank the staff. It's just been great getting to know them. And in particular, I want to thank Rick to be able to provide stability and get things to a point where my first meeting, we're adopting a budget, we're adopting the rates. I mean, it's a big meeting. And yeah, I know there's a whole team that does all this work. It's not just one person, but I really appreciate Rick and the work he's done to stabilize things and get us to a point where we were today. So thank you. And then just another second update, I'm meeting with the CWAC on Wednesday, tomorrow, to just get to know them. And then I think they're going to be talking about design and construction standards. I'm also looking forward to meeting with each one of you individually. So just looking forward to that. That was it.
That's great.
I just want to say I was at Clean Water Services yesterday. I'm trying to get back into my Monday plan, and Raheem stopped by. So thank you for that. It was good to see you and good to have a short chat at least.
Right. It is a great team, great organization. One thing that we've worked on the Washington County side with budget is more storytelling. And I think Clean Water Services certainly does that with pictures, but helping in all kinds of forums, but even through the budget to take wastewater. I was about to call it dirty water or contaminated water, but wastewater and producing clean water on the other side. Uh, I'll carry with me for life the theme drilled into me by Clean Water Services that all water is recycled water. And there is no ick factor because we've been cleaning it for, yeah, and we'll continue to do so. Yeah. And welcome to the team. Pretty soon you'll be on 2 hands.
Yeah,
Then it'll be weeks, then it'll be months, then years, we hope.
I hope so.
Yeah, yeah. So, but welcome aboard. We do want, it is the summer season. One of the reasons why our Washington County rolling agenda is still quite messy is it took us through, well, and now we're not even done. It took us through the meeting on Thursday to have the board members talk about when they're going to be out. And so our staff on the Washington County side is figuring out when they're in and out as well. And so trying to line up our board availability with all of their leadership down to the section managers. So it is quite a challenge. We recognize that. So kudos to all of you for being so planful for all of us. So yeah, and which means also plan your vacations and take your vacations, right? We try to make sure that people don't have to zoom in on their vacations, but we certainly did appreciate your.
When you're in Europe, I mean, why not?
There's nothing to do there. Boring.
Middle of the night.
All righty.
So I have one question, and I usually ask this in May because May is our measurement point for water level at Hag Lake. Is that correct? I can't remember if it's the 1st of May or the end of May, but I didn't hear. And considering that,
Somebody hasn't been paying attention to the media releases,
Yeah, I was
and I
gonna say,
even
I
mentioned it to you before.
okay, thank you very much.
A
for-
roundup too.
If I could continue. So yes, okay, so admission of my ignorance is perfectly fine with me. I'm comfortable. Okay. Now answer the question. How's our water level on Hag Lake?
It was full in the beginning of May because they started doing the releases in the beginning of May. The problem is the season is more prolonged, and we've received the weather forecast from the National Weather Service, and
Gonna be dry.
yeah,
Well, and the reason I ask that is because we have some friends in Central Oregon, and they have already put agriculture on water restrictions. So I just remembered that and hadn't remembered the Hag Lake scenario. So yeah, that's at least good. We start with the full lake.
and Barney too, Hag and Barney, because we have the shares in both.
From my time in Hillsborough, who manages the Water Commission, I remember the last update I got from them, which was things are looking good, but again, we're in a drought year, so.
But it was so interesting. The rain Saturday and even again last night. It's just we get it in more intense doses, shorter, intense doses. Yeah, I still have to adjust to it. And Kevin lives out in Sandy now, and so he has to put up with more thunder and lightning than thankfully we do on this side. So.
Which is what you get for living over there. So,
Is there anything from legal to say in our public meeting?
I don't, but thank you for asking. We're,
Yeah,
we're,
you're
we're
part
we're
of-
excited to have Raheem. I'll say that.
That's great. Good.
It's nice to see Mr. Anderson.
You're back.
I hope he's not billing.
So he's just bored.
So you retired
came
at
to
the
say
same
hi.
time, but now you're back again?
His car drove here.
Oh, didn't get, I missed that update. Imagine that.
yeah, well, that's okay.
Okay. Anything else for today's work session? Okay, we're hereby adjourned. We've got the county work session starting at 11.